You're listening to the OMG Hour.
Welcome, everybody, to episode number 285 of the OMG Hour. I am your host, Sean Evans, otherwise known as Zion Tane. And with me, as always, is not Jeff.
No, not Jeff. Jeff bailed on us for, I think he told everybody anyways, but he bailed on us. So Tico is here, Mr. Second Place.
Hello, Mr. Second Place. Was that your computer I just heard?
It was the other computer.
Well, you should tell that other computer to shut up. We have very professional podcast here. Professional. That's
okay. I was away for that day.
For the day where we talked about being professional.
You covered that. I have now put that computer on quietness.
Good.
Making sure my phone is also on quiet. Watch, my watch may make noise because it does that sometimes, and it's all the way over there. So. Well,
we don't want to listen to your watch. We want to listen to you talk.
Okay. About what?
Do you want to talk?
Sure.
So Jeff's not here.
Yeah, I know, it's weird. I'm not used to getting to talk this much in the intro. So
right? And it's crazy. It's weird. So, I guess we should say we are recording this February 8th, 2018, yes. Just to get some reference of what we're talking about and when. And, so what have you been doing this week?
Not much. Work sucks. So I've been
You've been telling me you just want to leave.
Yeah, I do. Well, no, I want them to pay me a whole bunch of money to go away.
Oh, but I see.
Until that happens, I'll continue to do it. But it has been a busy week. There's been a lot going on at work, so I have not had a ton of gaming time. At least not new games. I've been playing a bunch of old stuff and whatever. But Games with Gold, Split Second came out.
Man, what a great game Split Second is, isn't it?
It is a fantastic game. It looks great still too. I mean, it has the same look as Burnout Paradise, like a really sort of polished look, even on. Even though it's last gen, and it's just a fun game. It is. Yeah,
it's great about it. What's great about Split Second is the whole race car movie destruction thing going on.
Yeah, like so you're driving around. It's a standard race, but as you can build up. I forget what they called their power stuff, power play or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
So you build that up by drifting and tailgating and stuff like that. You build up the special power, and then what you can do is you get these triggers in certain spots where you can blow up items to take out your opponents and stuff like that. So similar to Burnout, where you want to take out your opponents.
But you do it with the environment.
With the environment. And there's some really cool things. If you build it all the way up, you can open up shortcuts and change the entire route. Yeah. You're going around the thing. It's like, oh, well, I'm going to take that air traffic controller tower down, and now that's a jump to get to the next zone, and you've got a huge shortcut and a different way to go around the course. Yeah. And it's changed for all subsequent laps as well.
Yeah. No, it's a great game. I remember this game. I still have it in my collection there behind me. That's one game I never got rid of. Yeah. I love Split Second. It was so good. Great racing game. It's definitely not Jeff's kind of racing game because it's total arcade. This is as arcadey as you can get.
Yeah, you don't mess with your suspension at any point in the thing. You don't change out your tires. This is just full on.
This is just about winning,
racing and drifting, and it is a very fun game. This was actually Disney Studios, I think.
Yeah, I think it was. The studio that developed it went under shortly after it was released. Yeah, similar to what was that other race game that? It was almost like a Mario Kart style game, but with real cars. You remember which one I'm talking about?
I do. It's all neon-y and everything like that.
Blur. Was it Blur?
Yes.
Yeah. Same thing with Blur. Is shortly after it came out, the developer went out, they were shut down.
Yeah.
So, Split Second. What great game. Great game.
Fun game and free right now. Free.
Free in quotes.
If you have Xbox Gold, you can download this as part of your Xbox Gold subscription right now.
And it is, if you love racing games, arcade, if you love Forza Horizon, that sort of arcadey, semi-arcadey game, or Need for Speed even.
Burnout Paradise.
Yeah, you got to play this if you haven't. It's a great game.
Yeah. All right, and then this week marked the release of the first story piece of DLC for Shadow of War, the Lord of the Rings Mordor Middle Earth game.
Yeah.
First piece of DLC. It's the Blade of Galadriel.
So you're not playing, like you're playing as Galadriel in this then?
Correct, yeah.
So while it's story-based, it doesn't continue the story.
I believe it does actually continue the story, but from a different point of view, because now I haven't finished the game yet. I will say that right off the bat. I have not finished the game. And when you start the DLC, you get a cutscene that I believe is full of spoilers for the end of the game.
Oh no! Oh no!
I won't spoil it, but yeah, like you open up like your first little battle and everything like that. If I'm recognizing it correctly as to what that is, this is following the end of the main story and continuing on from there, but you're playing as the new character.
Well,
yeah.
She's not a new character.
No, sorry, you're playing as a different character.
Right, of course.
For this DLC.
So does she play much differently than, I can't remember the ranger's name. Is
it Talus? Talus?
Could be something like that.
Talion?
Talion. That's it, yeah.
So far, I'm noticing a few different things. So she has this cone of light that she can fire from her hand, and it's a new type of attack, the light attack. So it basically turns. I guess it blinds them with the light, and then you can tap another button to execute them.
Okay.
It's almost like a stun attack that she has. Her moves, though, like the regular attacks and stuff, feel very, very similar to Talion.
It's still such a great looking game, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a gorgeous game, and again, it's fun story. I'm right near the beginning of the DLC so far, so you're going around trying to recruit some Ulags to fight with you, and so like they have some great personalities. Like the one I'm working with now is I guess he's a spider themed. So he actually has a giant spider webbed to his head and back, sort of like the Vikings, how they would wear like a bear head up there. He's got like a giant spider.
Because that's what everybody wants, a spider on your head, right?
Well, I mean, but it looks cool. He's got sort of like it's more of a unique look, which is nice to see. Like not just the cookie cutter type of things. There's the other one is that I've met so far is the architect. He's sort of dressed up like Da Vinci.
Really?
He's got like protractors on his vest, and he's got the hat and stuff like that. So it's
cool.
it's a fun thing. It's nice to add more story to the game too.
Well, when you started the DLC, you said it kind of spoiled the ending of the main campaign, but you hadn't finished the main campaign.
Correct.
Did you not immediately just want to say stop, and go back and finish the full game first?
I did, but I knew I needed to play at least 5 minutes to get footage for you.
Great.
So the game has been spoiled and ruined because of the OMG hours need for 5 minutes of gameplay.
No. You can't blame us because this was this a review? I don't think this was given to you as a review, was it?
Technically, it was.
The DLC?
We got the Ultimate Gold Editions as review, which includes all DLC.
Fair enough. Okay, I forgot. Yes. Okay. Well, then it's my fault.
That's all right. I am now, like, I've played through it. I grabbed some footage. I've moved through a couple of missions, and I am going to go back in and finish the main game now before going back to complete this. I played like maybe 5% of the story DLC so far.
Cool.
So I'm going to go back and finish the rest of it now. But some really cool things. Like I've got all the little spiders fighting with me here.
So, speaking of finishing games, most of this week, I've actually been I've been sick most of the week. I was off work a couple days, and things have just been. I guess I had some kind of a little like stomach flu or stomach bug or some kind.
It's been going around.
I basically haven't eaten much this whole week because I always feel sick when I eat. But I don't need to bore you with those details. When I get to play this week, the entire week pretty much, I've been playing Assassin's Creed Origins, just trying to. I want to clean up the map. I started the DLC, which you spoke of last week or the week before.
Yes, the hidden ones. Yeah,
the hidden ones. Yeah. So I started that, and then I went back to complete a mission in the mainland.
Yeah,
and ended up. You know what? I just want to clean up this whole area. So I started going across the map to all of the question marks that were still left.
Yeah,
right?
I did that a while ago.
Just,
I have
just going from one to another, just going across the map and then down the side, then across the other. It's just trying to methodically go through. There are a lot.
Yeah,
you know,
I have gone through every little piece of that. Particularly when you're trying to clean up that trinkets achievement, you're running through everywhere trying to find whatever you can.
Yeah, exactly. So I've unlocked quite a few of the extra achievements through doing that, and my goodness, I finally, because of the achievement, I used the predator bow with the guiding arrow.
Yeah.
Holy cow, that is so cool.
That is fun, eh?
Right, you shoot the arrow and you hold down, you keep the left button or the right button held down, and you can guide the arrow in the air.
Yeah,
it is
goes
so
first
cool.
person arrow mode.
Yeah,
which is really fun. Yeah,
and I will actually swing it out around an arc and then shoot a guy that's hiding behind a box.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, why did I not discover this earlier?
That is a fun bow. The only problem you have with that is when you're in a crowded area, that bow does not do you a lot of good because.
No, that's why you use two bows.
Yeah.
Right.
Which two do you use?
I'm using the predator bow and the hunter bow. I think. No, the hunter bow is the one with the 5 arrows, isn't it?
That's the warrior bow.
Okay, then I'm using the hunter bow then.
Okay, so I use the hunter and the light. I use the hunter and the light both with flame arrow as well.
The light one is the one that shoots fast.
Yeah, super fast.
Yeah, I don't like that one. I like to aim and shoot for headshots in the when I'm in stealth. Yeah. So I use the hunter bow for that, and it's a flame arrow, so I can shoot the barrels and light people on fire.
Yeah, those ones I like. Did you notice when you switched your map back and forth, that little section at the bottom of the map that's going to be the next piece of DLC?
Yes, I did notice the Tomb of the Pharaohs or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did notice that map was there but not open yet. So that's cool.
It's like, but I want to play that. Right? Let me play now.
So funny thing is the new DLC allows you to level up from 40 to 45.
Is that where the cap is? I knew because I leveled up. I just didn't know what the cap was.
Yeah, the cap is now 45, which I've hit before I even really started the DLC because I've been wandering through the main map, finishing everything. But I do want to say something about these open world games and get your thoughts on this. As I'm going through all of these question marks, for those who haven't played, the question mark is just, it's a location on the map that you try to find.
Yeah, undiscoverable location.
Yeah, it's an undiscovered location. Or in Star Trek terms, it's the undiscovered country. So I'm going through it, and a lot of them are, there's a fort. Well, I wonder what I'm going to do at the fort. Okay, I'm going to gather some treasure and kill a captain. And look, there's another fort. Oh, I wonder what I have to do. Gather a treasure and kill the captain. And then it gets to the point, it's like, every time there's a fort, you know what's going to happen. And I kind of wonder... Yeah. I mean, I enjoy doing that sort of thing, but at what point do they look at the game and think, you know what, maybe 75 forts of doing the same thing is too much?
Like, mix it up. Like, one fort might be rescue a prisoner without getting seen.
Right.
Or wipe out every single person in the fort, or something like that. Like, have some sort of different challenge in order to unlock that
because location. Every time you see a fort, you know exactly what you're going to have to do. It never changes. And I gotta wonder, like I said, it's the same thing. When you go to a tomb, you know what you have to do: find the tablet.
Yeah.
Right. When you find an animal den, you know what you have to do: kill the main animal. Yeah. Or the big snake, or the big hippo, or whatever. Right. And it's all the same. It's every single one's the same. Oh, and speaking about the animals, I discovered the predator bow was the perfect thing for vultures because you can follow them in the air. Anyway. But I kind of wonder, like, why don't they mix it up a bit? Yes, there's several different types of activities, but at some point, I wonder, do the developers not realize that maybe 75 or 50 of the same activity is just monotonous?
Yeah.
I don't know. I like your idea of change it up. This fort, you have to do something different.
Yeah, like maybe have one where you have to, like, in order to get that little check mark that you're looking for, you have to stealth kill the captain,
right?
Or it has to be a leap attack, or it has to be killed with a bow, or it has to be killed with a certain weapon, like something to change it up, to add a little bit of a challenge in there, because it's not even that hard. You can go in and kill half the guys and then die, and it'll spawn you just outside the fort,
and they're still dead.
and they're still dead.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, okay, yeah, I killed everybody but that one guy. Now I'm just going to walk in and kill that one guy.
Because
not that
it's
massively.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's at this point of the game, it's God mode, anyways. Like, it's almost impossible to die. Like, you can just run in there. Like, my method of playing works just great.
It does now.
Well, hey, bring it on. Let's get some more guys. Call your friends.
Yeah, well, at level 45, exactly. And you just walk in, and it's like one swipe and they're dead, especially when you go back to one of the lower level areas.
Oh, God.
When they're like level 20, I'm like, swipe, you're dead, swipe, you're dead. But yeah, like the smaller little garrisons, it'd be perfect for, like, clear out the garrison without being seen because there's maybe 5 or 6 guys in there.
Yeah.
That'd be a great challenge.
And it wouldn't be that hard to program the AI around that.
No, exactly.
Rescue a prisoner without being seen or something like that.
I thought you were going to say princess.
Or a princess. Throw a princess in there. Why not? Or an alligator.
The princess is in the other castle.
Oh, well, that's the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Alligator, then. Rescue the alligator without being seen.
Or have an alligator kill everybody. I don't know. Bring a team.
You ever have those ones where you go in and, like, you're running around to kill everybody and then you get to a cage and you just open the cage because it's like you're thinking you're saving somebody and not realize, like, it's a lion or a hyena in there?
Oh, I always open the cages and let them go wild.
Oh, but I did that a couple of times. I've run up and just opened it and I'm like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
I would have done the same thing. I would have opened it. I like to stand back and shoot the cages open with the bow.
I had my horse. I called my horse. We should move on soon, but
yes.
Real quick story last night. I called my horse after clearing out a den, and there was 2 cages. One had a cheetah, one had a lion in it.
Yeah.
And, of course, the horse just comes from nowhere when you call it. But it came from where I was in the cave. It ran out, and I guess it knocked over an oil barrel into the fire. The whole camp went up in flames, and it released the lion and the cheetah. It's like, what are you doing, you stupid? And then the horse itself caught on fire and got hurt and ran away. It's like, what are you doing, you stupid horse?
That is not a smart animal that you've got there. All right, Sean, what else did you play this week?
Well, I actually played something kind of cool. I've been reviewing something that's really, really cool. And, excuse me, Tico, I'm just going to have to move you down here just a little bit. There we go.
Oh, I know this is how you've wanted to set up the show for ages.
So I'm going to be reviewing this board game. It's called Eternal Kings. This is actually on Kickstarter right now. It's got about 25 days left, I believe. They're about halfway to their goal. It's called Eternal Kings. I was very fortunate enough to get a preview copy of the game sent to me. And it's good quality game. It comes with this incredible play mat that when I open it up, you're going to see it looks like a chessboard. Okay, it's got all the squares like on a chessboard.
Yeah.
I realize I just put it in front of the microphone, so you didn't hear me.
Yes.
But it's much larger than a chessboard, and this is like really great. That like rubbery style mat.
Yeah, the neoprene.
The neoprene mat, really high quality, really good looking. But you notice the squares are not square, they're rectangle like cards. That's because Eternal Kings is the perfect game for fans of chess and things like Magic the Gathering, where you have different decks of cards that have different abilities.
Yeah.
And so there are 4 different... there's 4 different... I guess you call them factions in this game, okay? There's, just let me get the list. There's the strength faction, there's an agility faction, an intelligence faction, and a wisdom faction. And it comes with a full set of cards, a full deck of cards for each faction. In these cards, there are cards that represent each of the characters in a chess game. So you have to, using your deck, you put together your set of chess pieces.
Okay.
You have to choose, for example, a pawn. You can see, for those on the video, you can see the symbol on the top right. Top right is a pawn symbol. So you have to choose 8 pawns, okay, out of the cards you have in your deck. You also have to pick two rooks, right? Now, the thing with these is, unlike chess... Your rooks, your pawns, they each have abilities. Every card has abilities and they have energy. So when you move that card, you can then spend your energy to do what it says on the card. So, for example, this one's called Shopkeeper. Sorry, on the reverse side, if you spin the card over, for example, you get to draw a card. Draw a card, then you then draw cards into your hand, which are abilities that you can use on the battlefield. So, very much like chess, every character moves just like it's counter chess piece. Pawns move forward, kings move one square. All the knight moves like in the 7 shape. All of the moves are just like chess. So you have to understand how to play chess to play this game. But on top of this, you've got the added cool factor that every card has an ability, and those abilities help towards defending your pieces and allow you to then pick up cards into your hand that have other abilities. So when you actually go to attack a character, so in normal chess, when you go to take a character, it's just gone. In this case, you say, I'm going to attack. Your opponent now has the ability to actually defend that action using his own cards or own abilities. So it's not determined automatically that... No. No, you could actually lose the battle, or you could prevent the take, so then the attacker has to go back to where they were. It's a very cool take on chess, honestly, And the fact that it comes with the neoprene board is fantastic. It's such a great board. And all the cards are really high-quality cards. They're like nice, shiny, double-sided cards, because as you're playing them, you're flipping them over as well. Which shows that they've essentially spent their ability.
Yeah.
So cool, honestly. I mean, I haven't had a chance to actually play it with someone yet, and I'm super anxious to do so. But I am really impressed with what they put together here. It's currently on Kickstarter right now. We'll have a link in our show notes to it, and they are. Let me just have it open on my desktop here. They have 19 days to go, so not 25. 19 days to go, and they are just over halfway to their goal. The game itself, if you are to pledge toward it, costs $44 US.
So 55 Canadian.
55 Canadian, which is not a bad cost for a board game these days. That's pretty typical for a board game.
And that gets you the game plus all their stretch goals.
Exactly. Now, the nice thing too about this cost, think about how much these neoprene boards cost. These things are not cheap. If I wanted to buy one of these boards for something like X-Wing, the Star Wars X-Wing game, it's like $50 just for the board itself.
Yeah, they've only got two tiers. You can either get the regular game for $55, or you can get 2 copies of the game for $100. Right,
so you save a little bit. You save like $10 by buying 2 of them.
Yeah.
But check it out on Kickstarter. It's called Eternal Kings. And I think it's brilliant. I'm looking forward to actually getting down and really diving into the mechanics and the pieces and the abilities and getting some experience in this. So I'm very happy that they sent along a review copy of it, and I highly recommend, if you enjoy things like chess and like Magic the Gathering, that sort of deck attacking mechanic, you need to check out Eternal Kings.
That looks actually very, very interesting. I used to play chess quite a bit, so
you need to get over here so we can play.
All right, done. I'm on my way.
We'll film our first game. How's that sound?
Done.
All right. What else did I play this week? Let's go back to my notes. Yes, I was playing. Let me put you back to where you were. Okay, there you go.
Yay, back to... Oh, wait, I'm smaller.
You are...
Made me even smaller than before.
I've been playing a mobile game called The XFiles Deep State. This was also given to us for review. It's available on Facebook. It's available on mobile. And it's based on, of course, The X-Files, since it just came back for its 11th season. It is a puzzle game with a
hidden object game.
A lot of hidden object. Most of it is a hidden object game, absolutely. And I love hidden object games. So as you're finding the items, you're getting bonuses for how fast you find them. But it's also you're solving X-Files cases. So in between your hidden object game are these basically you're having discussions and talks, and you're talking to people, you're gaining clues. You also have the opportunity to choose what you want to say in a conversation, which will steer whether or not you're a believer or a skeptic. You know, kind of like, are you a Scully or are you a Mulder? You know?
Yeah.
So I'm mostly a believer. I kind of go the Mulder route. Because I love I love the X-Files, so I go with the conspiracy theories and stuff when playing games like this. Now, the one thing about this, there's also other kinds of puzzles, actual puzzles, like putting things together, like it's all mixed up and you have to figure out how they go together. And as time ticks down, the faster you do it, the more cash you get. The cash can be spent on things in the game. The thing about these games, however, the X-Files Deep State, is that it is an energy-based game.
So you only get to play for as long as you have energy, and then you have to wait for it to recharge.
So so you have energy that is required to spend to do one of the hidden object puzzles. When you complete the hidden object puzzle, you are rewarded with more energy, but you're also rewarded with stars. Stars are then required to move the case forward. So it may say, you know, interrogate Dillahunt, but you need like 2 stars in order to do so. So now you have to go back and play any of the open hidden object to gain and successfully complete it to gain a star. And every time you finish a hidden object, it moves on to like a harder version of it.
Yeah.
So at first you're going to start with, it'll tell you what the object is. It'll say duck or ribbon. The next time it might just show you the image. The next time it may show you the image, but it's not colored in. So it's just a shape.
Yeah.
Right? Other times the whole thing is dark and you have to use a flashlight to look around searching for objects. And typically you have to do these things in 60 seconds or you fail.
Okay.
So it gets hard. Some of them are really hard. There are 5 versions of each hidden object scene, and then it flips over to the pro version of that same scene, which is even harder to complete. So if you like hidden object games, it's great. It's a free game. There are microtransactions if you want to buy them, like to buy energy and money, whatever, that sort of thing. I haven't spent anything on it. So far, I've never run out of energy as I'm playing. I have run out of stars, and it gets to the point where I don't really feel like doing another puzzle right now, so I'll leave and come back to it tomorrow. There are also some missions that require you to wait, like an hour. Seriously. So the other day I was playing and it said I had to wait for an interrogation for 59 minutes, or I could spend my money on unlocking it immediately. I'm like, no, I'll turn it off. I'll come back in an hour. Thanks very much.
Yeah, it's an hour.
Right? So that is the X-Files Deep State. If you're a fan of the X-Files, I think you'd enjoy it. You play as yourself. You get to create an agent with your own name and your own style. And I have yet to come across Mulder and Scully, but they are hinted at throughout the story. So I don't know if they come in later somehow. But you are basically a rookie. You're a rookie FBI agent thrown in on these X-Files style investigations, and you can approach them as if you are like a Mulder believer or a skeptic like Scully. Right? You can, and it changes how it affects the gameplay depending on what you say and how you approach the whole thing. And then every mission or every case, at the very end of the case, has a choice you have to make, and the choice is not always easy. So yeah, it's kind of cool. I like it. I'm having a lot of fun with it. So that is the X-Files Deep State, and that is what I played this week.
Cool. I actually just downloaded that, so I'm going to give that a try when you're talking. When you're talking, oh wait, okay, I'll wait.
You're gonna play it right now?
I was going to play right now, but I guess I'll wait till the end of the show.
Okay, I'll have to add you as a friend. I don't know what that means in the game, but apparently you can invite your friends.
Well, usually it's like, like if you invite your friends, you get like 3 extra energies.
Maybe. I have no idea. So, all right. We unfortunately we have no lost treasure this week, and it's not Sid's fault. That's my fault this week because yesterday was my wife's birthday, and I have not been feeling well this week, so I did not have a chance to do it, to put together our lost treasure. So my apologies, Sid, but it will return next week. So for now, let's move on to the stuff we like to talk about.
OMG.
Okay, this is normally something I would want to talk with Jeff about since you're a PlayStation
I'll head out then.
Hater. Yeah, you might as well leave.
Here, well, hang on. You're perfect. I'll
start playing the XFiles.
start playing the XFiles now.
So PS4's next firmware update I wanted to talk a little bit about because it's got a couple of cool things on it. Normally I don't talk about these because they're like whatever. A lot of background stuff that really doesn't do anything. But there's a couple things on it I think is cool. For example, they're adding an oversampling mode for PlayStation 4 Pro if you don't have a 4K TV. So then they'll take that, I guess they take the 4K image and or the 1080p image and oversample it to make it look a little crisper. I'm not sure how it works, but it's there. It's an HD TV oversampling, or super sampling, sorry. Super sampling for PS4 Pro.
Yeah.
For anyone who has 1080p or less. In your games list, in your library, there's now a PS Plus tab, so you can quickly focus on any games you've downloaded through PlayStation Plus. Playtime management, whatever. I don't have kids who are playing
it. That's been on Xbox
exactly
since Xbox existed, I think.
Since forever, yeah. Hiding apps. It's about time. Now you can go into your library and remove games from showing, like betas and demos and stuff that don't work anymore. Right? You can remove them from your library essentially by hiding them in your list.
Yes, you can do that in the Xbox as well. That's been an option available for a while.
Can you? I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, you just you have to uninstall it, obviously.
Well, yes.
But if you go into your ready to install and you hit the start button or whatever that button's called on it, it'll give you an option to hide it, so it will go away from here.
Excellent. Okay. What else? Notifications can now be deleted. Finally. I never understood why you couldn't get rid of the notifications. And two more things. I'm not sure what the last one is. Custom wallpapers. You can now import custom wallpapers from a USB drive. Yeah, that's good. Which Xbox, I think, allowed a while back, didn't they?
Yeah, that's been from... Actually, you can do it through their... what is it? There's a file sharing app you can do. You can actually pull it from your network and pull it in.
From your OneDrive. You can select a file and use it as your background. So you can do custom wallpapers now from a thumb drive. And library UI changes. A new tab called This PS4 will show every application installed to the system, and then a tab with the user's name and avatar will show all of the games and apps that they have acquired. Oh, I guess that's if you have multiple users on the system.
Oh, so it'd be like this PlayStation will be everything that's on there, and then it's like, hey, but Sean's games are these ones.
Right. Exactly.
And,
yeah, so that doesn't really affect me.
No, because all of the games are your games.
They're all my games. Exactly. I'm pretty much the only profile on there.
Yeah.
But that's, what I call this update? This is the Let's Catch Up to Xbox update.
It seems like a lot of these things, like super sampling has been done on the Xbox before, maybe not quite at that level. But tabs, obviously Microsoft has done tabs for a while.
Hiding apps, the custom backgrounds.
Yeah, playtime management.
Yeah, that's all stuff that's been on Xbox
which is great. Like, it's good when companies recognize some of these things that are good and they steal these ideas because like it's good for us as gamers that you get the better system when everybody puts forth these things that people seem to want. Like some of these things, I don't care about playtime management, but there's people with kids who are concerned about that, and it's a good thing.
I'm not concerned.
No,
I'd be concerned the other way. I want them to play more. Is there a way to do that?
Probably.
Oh, okay.
That won't be added until the next update.
This next news article you brought to my attention. Do you want to cover this one?
Yeah. So Xbox Game Pass announcement a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago now, that they would be including first run of Microsoft titles such as Sea of Thieves, Crackdown 3, and any first party title moving forward will be included in the Game Pass day and date with release. As such, many smaller indie retailers have taken up arms against Microsoft for this, stating that Microsoft is killing their business.
Well, they kind of are,
and they are. But I mean, the problem is like I don't really see from Microsoft's point of view why they're going to be concerned about a store that's not interested in selling their stuff. Anyways, these stores are the smaller guys. They're upset because they can't sell used copies of the games.
That's true. But I mean, think about what happened with Netflix. What did Netflix essentially do?
Oh, it killed Blockbuster.
Exactly. Like literally, like the video rental services are dead because of things like Netflix. Exactly.
They just announced the other day, who is it, who stopped carrying CDs? Best Buy has stopped carrying CDs.
Because of iTunes and Google Music and all that.
Because people want to buy everything digitally. Mm-hmm. This is where we are getting to with gaming as well. These smaller indies, absolutely. I think that they have a point that it's like I can understand why they are upset, but the fact of the matter is they're in an industry like you and I both worked at EB Games.
We did.
And if you've been in an EB Games lately,
it's toys.
You know how much of that is games. It's a toy store now.
It is a toy store.
And they have to do that because those are profitable items for them, and that's the only way that they can really.
Do you want to know why I go
to stay afloat?
Do you know what I go into EB for primarily now? Pop figures.
Yeah.
If I'm looking for a pop figure, I go to EB. I don't go to EB for games anymore.
No, I go for fidget spinners now.
Oh my gosh. For Leah?
So fidget spinners are the one thing. She absolutely loves them. She has over 100 of these stupid things.
What?
EB Games is clearing them out at like $1.99 each or something like that.
Like all the same kind or all different kinds?
Yeah, she has different kinds, different colors, but this is her thing. And so for me to spend $2 on a fidget spinner, and tell her if you have a good week at school, you get a fidget spinner, and that's the best thing in the world for her. You know, $2 it's a great deal.
She should do a YouTube channel all about fidget spinners.
She has her own phone, so she records herself doing fidget spinner, as she calls it, a fidget spinner talent show.
Nice. Good.
And she records these things all the time, and I will eventually put some of these things up on YouTube because they are hilarious.
All right. Well, we need some of those on the show exclusive. How about that?
All right, we'll get her to come on and review some fidget spinners.
Perfect. No, going back to the retailers, I totally get what they're saying, but it's inevitable.
Yeah.
You can't expect digital products to stay on a physical media forever.
Yeah. And it is getting to the point, like, they have to understand that they're like, it's going to eventually, like, it's what the consumer wants. The consumer wants a digital product.
Yeah.
The consumer doesn't, like, I mean, there is a section of people that still want their discs, and they want to go into the store and buy them.
There are many people who love discs. I mean, Sid Bolton, for obvious reasons, you know, as a collector, as a museum curator, he wants physical media because it will last forever. Right. Digital will not last forever. It will get to a point where you can no longer use it.
As a gamer myself, who I do not want physical copies of games anymore.
No, I don't either.
I want a digital copy. I want to open up my Xbox. I want to press the controller. I want to scroll through my library and play that stuff right then and there. I don't want to have to get up and go put a disc in and switch it around. I mean, it may sound like I'm being lazy, but
okay. So we are what, 4 years? We're in our 5th year of this generation. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. We're in our 5th year of PlayStation 4, Xbox One. But for those of you on the video, if you look behind me, you know, to my right, the top shelf, that's my PS4 physical library. This over here is just my Xbox. There's like 4 titles there for Xbox One. All the rest below is Xbox 360. And there's some PlayStation 2 and Xbox games at the bottom. Yeah. But you can see the difference in the generations. 3 shelves, for those of you listening, I'm sorry. 3 shelves full of Xbox 360. maybe 2/3 of a shelf of PlayStation 4 and a fifth of a shelf of just Xbox One. All the rest of my games, and I've got a ton of games on my PS4.
I have,
but they're all digital.
I have right now. I have the hard drives and everything connected. I have an Xbox One library of 752 titles installed currently on my Xbox.
How many?
752 currently installed.
Wow, that's incredible.
And then another 150 or so ready to install, which are games that I've completed already at 100%, or some games that I'm just not putting on there right now.
And you have like 2 4-terabyte drives or something, don't you?
I have an 8-terabyte drive.
Oh my gosh.
A 5-terabyte drive and a 4-terabyte drive, all connected to this.
That is nuts, my friend.
But this is what we've gotten to. Like, so I understand that the retailers are upset because they're basically seeing their future and the fact that they're going to be out of jobs and their stores are going to have to close soon because this is what it is. And so I know that the retailers have said, well, we're going to go and we're not going to carry Xbox anymore. We're going to not carry Xbox controllers, Xbox consoles, or anything like that. We are going to boycott them because of this, and we're going to focus our attention on Sony because Sony likes us. Sony's taking care of it. But
That's
Sony's going to
fine.
have to make this. Sony's going to have to make this switch too. It's what the consumer wants.
Yeah, but that's
As much as-
fine because you know where we can get that stuff from? Amazon.
Yeah. Exactly.
If I need a new controller, I can order it from Amazon. They're going to carry it.
And then you're going to get it within 2 days.
Exactly. I don't care if like, listen, I'm not saying that I think it's great that these small stores are going to go out of business if that's the case. I don't know if I'm not saying that they are.
Yeah.
But I honestly, I don't care if they threaten to not carry those things. Whatever. It's not like I can't get them somewhere else.
You don't sit there. Do you miss Blockbuster?
No, not at all.
You sit there going, man, I really wish I'd have to go get pants on, get in the car, drive 2 blocks to go get a movie to watch.
And then find that the movie you want isn't there.
Yeah, like you don't, oh, you've got late fees or whatever. You don't want that anymore.
Well,
this is not what people wanted.
I do have to admit, Tico, it was always fun to go to the video store.
But I think, again, that's the same thing as you were talking about playing Shadow of Colossus, last week. It's that nostalgia, that thing that you remember from back. I guarantee you, if there was a Blockbuster still open and you had to go do that to go watch a movie.
Nowadays, no, there's no way I would do it now.
No. Like, yes, it was fun back then, but, it's the same thing. Like, back when you didn't have to wear helmets when you rode bikes.
But here's the thing. Back then, this was a time when we didn't have access to hundreds of movies on the floor. We were like, it's a movie night. Let's go get a movie. And it was a special night. It was exciting. Let's get some popcorn. Let's get a movie. Let's go rent a movie tonight. We're going to watch a movie. Let's rent 2 movies. Yeah. It was a big thing, That was before everybody owned 1,000 movies or had things like Netflix where you had access to 1,000 movies on at any given time.
Yeah.
Right? So it was a special thing back then. Now, there's no way I would go to a video store.
No, and it's the same thing. I don't necessarily enjoy a trip out to the game store anymore either. Like EB has gotten to the point where pushing buy this used piece of crap instead of the new one for $3 less.
Oh, I
Don't forget to buy some toys with that.
That's
do you want to buy one of our Edge cards? Like all of that stuff that they've done, all of the years and years and years, and there's cartoons and jokes and everything about like I'm going to trade in your entire collection behind you there, and Sean, we're gonna give you $3 for that whole shelf.
So here's something that I find so weird. So you remember a few months ago I bought the 2 Assassin's Creed statues for $10 at EB. Mm-hmm. They were on clearance for $10. Okay, I think you picked up one of them for me.
Yes. Yeah.
They still have them in their store, Tico, and they're still $44 again.
Yeah, because they didn't clear them out.
What?
They were looking to clear out a certain amount of space.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but this is the problem that's happened with that is the consumer doesn't enjoy that experience anymore.
No, I agree.
It's almost like that used car dealership mentality, like that old stereotype. I'm going to go in there. They're going to
make me buy something else. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to try to make me buy something off. They're going to try to make me buy a warranty. They're going to try to make me buy a used game, And, you know, God forbid if I'm bringing some of my stuff in for trade-in, I'm not going to get a good deal. I mean, it may or may not be true. I mean, often it is true, but
yeah. Well, you know,
that mentality, people want this. This is happening because this is what the consumer wants.
And the next obvious iteration of this, which I know people are trying to do, and it hasn't really come to fruition yet. I guess PlayStation Now is kind of like this, but I think you have to download the games for now. I'm not sure because I've never tried it. But the next thing is streaming services, streaming games, because obviously, you know, Netflix started with rentals of actual discs, and you sent them back.
Correct.
It was a mail service, just like GameFly, you know, or whatever it was called.
GameFly.
Yeah, so they would send you the game, and when you're done, you send it back. Now, people want to rent or basically stream games. Nobody's really done it yet, but apparently Google wants to get into the video game streaming service, and they're actually the talk is that they're looking to create their own console. Now, I don't know why they would want to do this. I have no idea, but apparently the talk is that it could stream to a Chromecast, for example.
Yeah.
Phil Harrison, who obviously used to work with Microsoft and Sony's gaming divisions, he's now VP of hardware at Google, and they're looking at doing a gaming streaming service.
They have the money. I mean, it's the only problem I foresee with gaming streaming services is the limitations to bandwidth.
That's just it, right? Because there's so much interaction in a game. See, in a movie, and this is what this article talks about too. It's from Engadget. With a movie, the only interaction you have is play, pause, and stop, essentially.
Yeah.
Right? So the moment you click pause, it's, you know, an instant later, it's paused. But if you think about that latency, you know, you don't really notice the latency in a pause because you don't care.
No.
But
like
you notice...
You've caught an extra second of the movie,
right.
You're okay.
But if you caught an extra second of a game between when you press the button and when it actually did the action, that's huge.
Yeah,
right?
Oh, massive. Like you're playing a shooter and you pull the trigger and the guy's behind you because
exactly.
of lag.
Or
it's a huge problem.
Yeah, the bullet doesn't get shot until a second later. It's too late already.
Yeah.
You know, because they're so fast. And so that, of course, that's definitely the problem. But I kind of wonder why... Well, I mean, I guess I was going to say why Google, but I guess because it is Google, right? Because why not?
They've got the money. They've stepped into a bunch of these other areas. I think they're looking to see what they can do with it. Maybe it happens. Maybe it doesn't.
Yeah, I kind of wonder what they're going to stream though. Like what kind of game? Are we talking just Android games? Like I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean if they can build something, then they can get the big companies to start developing games for them too. Like, there's no reason if they can make that work that they can't get a Call of Duty or a Madden or
I guess it
or anything
depends.
else working on there.
It depends on what platform they want to stream games on. If they're talking about streaming games to your phone, that's different.
Yeah.
You know, if we're talking like because they're saying streaming to a Chromecast, well, that's just a video streaming product. But what games are going to be streaming to it? I have no idea. It's not going to be Steam games because they don't have rights to that.
No.
So are they talking Android games? Maybe, because they have the rights to that. That's their platform.
Yeah, or do they build something entirely new?
But who wants to play Android games on their TV? I don't know. Like,
no.
I have an Apple TV that can play games. Do you know how many games I have on my Apple TV?
One?
None.
Oh, I think I have one that came installed in it.
I have none. I have no desire to play mobile games on my TV.
No.
Unless we're talking about the Nintendo Switch. That's different.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Google, this is just another nail in the coffin for retailers.
Yeah.
Really, if we get into actually streaming games, imagine a future of not just buying games digitally, but not even hosting them on your own machine. You know, owning games that are actually hosted on someone else's machine, and you just stream it whenever you want to play.
Yeah.
That's another nail in the coffin for retail.
Yeah. No, and I think that we're getting closer and closer to that. Like, the people's need to actually go into stores is lessening every day.
Absolutely. Well, I think I went into I don't even know. I don't think I went into a single store at Christmas this year. All the Christmas shopping I did was online. Oh, no, I went into one store. I went into Sage.
I did a couple of stores to pick up some things, just some last seconds. But yeah, it was a ton of Amazon boxes showing up to my house.
Exactly. I had a lot of Amazon boxes lost from Purelator. But
yeah,
anyway,
well, they do that.
That's another story. All right, so we didn't get to talk about PlayStation Plus games or Xbox games with gold last week. So let's briefly go through. I have a kind of a cool article. I didn't realize IGN did this, but every month they actually weigh.
Oh, yeah, they do the comparison.
They do the comparison. So this is cool. So this month, PlayStation Plus is getting, for PlayStation 4, we're getting Knack and Rime. So Knack is a released game. Yep. Rime we covered several months ago. It's a great game.
Actually just released on Xbox Game Pass.
There you go.
Yep.
And then for PS3, Spelunker HD, Mugen Souls G. PS Vita is Exile's End and Grand Kingdom, which is also PS4. So, average Metacritic score for all of those games is 64.33. And the PlayStation Plus savings, so what the games are worth, is $119.94 American. So that is the PlayStation Plus offerings. Games with gold is Shadow Warrior, Assassin's Creed Chronicles India, Split Second, which you talked about, and Crazy Taxi. Metacritic score average 69.75, so that beats PlayStation 64. And their savings is $69.96.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking 4 games versus like 42.
4 games versus 6.
Yeah,
6 games. So yeah, I mean, Assassin's Creed Chronicles India was not a good game in my opinion.
No.
I loved China. India and Russia were not good. I feel like they lost their focus on what those 2.5D AC games were all about. China was incredible, but the other two just they didn't feel like Assassin's Creed the way China did.
I felt with those ones there, the assassin was less relatable in the last two. Like, let's just throw these out in these scenarios, but whereas the assassin in China actually sort of had a little bit more personality and
absolutely.
Yeah.
A better story, but the gameplay felt better. Like, it was really good stealth.
Yeah.
You know, whereas the other two kind of lost that because you had guns and you had to shoot. Then they had, like, timed sequences. I'm like, oh my gosh, don't freaking give me a timed sequence.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress. Shadow Warrior, do you know anything about that game?
So Shadow Warrior
do you need to drink?
No, I already finished it. I mean, alcohol? Sure.
No, you feel like you're just coughing up a storm tonight.
I've got a little bit of a dry throat today. Shadow Warrior is an old game. It was I think it was the guys who did not Duke Nukem, Wolfenstein.
Oh.
It was like way back in the day. It was you play as Lo Wang, an assassin. Yeah, it's a lot of. It's a lot of like Duke Nukem style humor.
Yeah, okay.
That sort of stuff. So it was remade recently. Not recently, probably about a year and a half ago, and they've actually got a sequel just came out for it as well.
Oh, Shadow Warrior 2. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I thought I recognized the title.
Yeah, that was because we saw that PAX a couple of years ago. That was one of the ones that. We didn't see it. It was. They had a big thing. It was there. We didn't get in to see it, but it was very, very well received by some of the other guys that we were there with who did see it. It's a fun game. It's a first-person shooter sort of thing, but with guns and swords and stuff like that. And you're fighting demons and running around. It's basically Duke Nukem, Wolfenstein type levels.
All right, and of course, Split Second, great game. Crazy Taxi. I don't think Crazy Taxi lives up to it was fun in its day.
Yeah.
It's not so much fun anymore.
I think that's one of those ones that suffers from, I remember it and it was so much fun and now I'm playing it and it's not so much fun.
Agreed. Yeah, absolutely. All right, one more thing I want to talk about. We got about 5 minutes left tonight.
5 minutes. All right, let's go.
5 minutes. Let's go.
5 minutes. All
okay,
right,
so really cool article. My computer has just slowed down completely for some reason. Okay, what the heck is going on? There we go. Sorry. I saw a great article on IO9, or Gizmodo. The richest sci-fi and fantasy worlds in video games. Kind of like worlds that you'd probably like to visit in real life. And some of these I would agree with. But beyond these, I'm curious, Tico, if there's any that you remember that you would like to visit. So first of all, there's Rapture from BioShock. I'm like, absolutely.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That would be so much fun. I would even say Columbia from Infinite would be another world I'd love to visit.
Well, it's part of the same world, technically.
Technically. But still. Then there's the Elder Scrolls Tamriel. Absolutely. I would go to Tamriel in an instant.
Well, the warmer areas, it seems a little chilly at times.
In Skyrim, it's chilly for sure.
Yeah.
Well, Skyrim is in the north. You want Cyrodiil. Cyrodiil is warm all the time.
Well, that's where I would vacation.
All the time. The Milky Way from the Mass Effect trilogy. Yes, I would fly around the Mass Effect universe.
If you have a good ship. You don't want a slow ship. You want to make sure that you're getting there in a reasonable amount of time.
Well, that's what the Mass Effect drives are for.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But you have to make sure you have a good ship.
The mass relays.
Yeah.
World of Warcraft's Azeroth. I cannot speak to that because I don't play WoW.
They have basically the same sort of thing. It's these little zones, and so they're all like, you have your hot zone and your cold zone and stuff like that. It's a fun little. If you're enjoying the Elder Scrolls area, you would enjoy Azeroth just as much.
How about Legend of Zelda's Hyrule? Honestly,
you'd be the only one there.
I'm the only exactly. Yes, it's beautiful, but it's freaking barren. There's nobody there. There's tiny little pocket villages every now and again, but you'd have to travel for days to find one. And then there's just goblins everywhere.
That one does not seem like I wouldn't be like. I'm sure it's gorgeous. It would be lovely for sightseeing and stuff like that. But yeah, like if you're looking for an adventure or anything like that, maybe not that.
Not Hyrule. What else we have here? Half-Life 2's City 17.
That's basically the states after Trump gets his border wall.
Boom.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to go there.
Lordran from Dark Souls. I don't know this one, but I know who does. JJ Mahoney would know this.
I can guarantee you that we would die the second we got there.
I think we would die before we even got there. That's how bad it is. I wouldn't want to go to Dark Souls place. Come on.
Yeah.
Thetis from Dragon Age. Yes, please. My gosh, that is a lovely world.
Beautiful world and a nice environment, like good storied characters and stuff like that.
And a couple more. The Continent from Witcher 3. Yeah, again, I would go there. I think I would
just
rather
play some Gwent. Just go to play some Gwent.
Play some Gwent. I would rather be in Dragon Age in Thetis than the Witcher's world, but the Witcher's world is still amazing. Then there's Planescape Torment's Sigil. I'm not familiar with that world at all. So that is everyone there. Is there any worlds not on this list that you can think of? Middle Earth.
Yeah, you got your Middle Earth.
What about the Star Wars galaxy?
Yeah, that obviously qualifies. I'd certainly do Star Wars. Let's see, what other
big worlds are there out there?
Sci-fi fantasy worlds we got.
What about the world from oh man, my name's gone. I don't know. I can't think of the name offhand. I don't know if you heard that. I can't think of the name. It's from the game that the studio that went out of business right after.
Oh, Amalur. Kingdoms of Amalur.
Kingdoms of Amalur. That's a beautiful world.
That was a fun world. That was all Todd McFarlane.
Yes. Yeah.
Created area, and can't remember the author who wrote the stories.
Salvatore.
Yeah. R.A. Salvatore.
R.A. Salvatore.
How about the Assassin's Creed world?
That's our world.
No, because that's Abstergo is a sci-fi scenario.
You want to live in the modern day Abstergo?
Well, I mean, with the access to the
Animus. Oh, well, yeah, absolutely. I would love to access the Animus. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Talk about R.A. Salvatore just briefly because we're pretty much done now. But one of the best trips to PAX East was when I got to meet R.A. Salvatore and he signed my Kings of Amalur game. And then there was a dinner, sort of a little private dinner thing. And he came in, and I actually sat with him for about 30 minutes just talking. Just chatting about stuff he had done, because he had written Star Wars. And we were just, what a lovely, lovely man. Seriously, it was absolutely incredible. They were giving away his novel. He has a new series. There was a new series back then of 4 novels, and I got a couple of them signed and brought them home. So that was... well,
that's really cool.
There's been many, many incredible opportunities at PAX throughout the years, PAX East, and I'm looking forward to the new one. Hopefully you get your badge. We've been having a little trouble.
Yeah. Apparently we've applied twice now.
Twice, and they don't have it. They do not have your application for some reason.
It's like, no, your application isn't here. I'm like, but you keep sending me the link for the same thing that's broken.
So hopefully you'll be going. Fingers crossed.
Yep.
And we'll be able to report live from the show floor this year. I would love to do that.
Yeah.
So anyway, that is it for episode number 285. Thanks, everybody, for listening. If you like us, give us a like, subscribe to the channel, tell all your friends. I would really love to get us up to 100 subscribers on our channel, because then we get our awesome new custom URL for our channel, which would be incredible. And if we could get that before PAX East, even better. So please
tell your friends.
Yeah, tell your friends. If you haven't already subscribed, go to bit.ly/theomghour and give us a subscribe to our YouTube channel. Help us get to at least 100 subscriptions. That would be awesome. Of course, I am Ziantane everywhere. That is XIANTAYNE. And you can follow this show on Twitter at the OMG Hour.
All right, you can follow me on Twitter at Mr. Second Place. Our gaming archaeologist is Mr. Sid Bolton. You can follow him at Sid Bolton on Twitter. That's Sid with a Y. For show notes, you can check that out at omgnexus.com, and you can follow that on Twitter at omgnexus.
And I'm Cynics. That's SINNIX. Oh, what happened there? I don't...
No, you got to get more, disdain in your voice.
Disdain. All right, thanks for listening, everyone. Thanks for watching. We'll be back again next week, hopefully, with Jeff.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
This has been an OMGNexus.com production.